Joining me now, celebrity and royal reporter Kinsey Schofield. Kinsey, let's start with the latest developments in Prince Harry's US visa saga. And according to Heritage Foundation lawyer Samuel Dewey, a series of newly released documents relating to the case infer that Harry may have in fact lied about his history of drug use on his visa application, despite the documents being heavily redacted. What else have you found out?
Well, based on the papers themselves, very little, because they were so heavily redacted. But Dewey also said that the Heritage Foundation believes, and I think you will get a kick out of this, that Prince Harry is here on an O-1 visa, typically submitted by a sponsor. In this case, they believe it's probably one of his charitable foundations, which would have argued for his attendance based on a fundraising ability or another exceptional talent. I'm going to leave it to you to determine what his exceptional talent is for why he should be in the United States. But that's what the Heritage Foundation suspects. That's how they suspect that he is in the United States today.
Exceptional. I don't know. Making very, very boring documentaries. I don't know if that is a special category that allows you into the country. But talking about that, the other Sussex is being defended. Netflix's co-chief executive, Ted Sarandos, has stepped in to defend Meghan, saying that the backlash to her latest media venture is unfair, saying that the public is underestimating her, and the pair have been overly dismissed. I mean, that's a weird characterisation, given that they've got these enormous contracts, they've been given project after project. It's hardly dismissive.
Look, no one wants to be associated with failure, and you are who you associate with. So, of course, he's going to talk Meghan Markle up and Prince Harry, because it's embarrassing for the company for Meghan and Harry to fail, especially given those high-profile contracts that you mentioned. So I think this is just his way of trying to save face. But at the end of the day, he is a numbers person. That's how he keeps his job. And you and I have both talked about how the numbers just don't cut it when it comes to real viewership for Meghan's new program.
Now, Kinsey, an interview featuring Alec Baldwin and his wife Hilaria, it's looked like a red carpet interview, has gone viral, and you can understand why. Look just at how the wife talks to him, Hilaria, or whatever her real name is.
It's going to be great. You're a winner.
Oh my God, when I'm talking, you're not talking.
I'm sorry.
No, when I'm talking, you're not talking. This is why, yes, we'll have to just cut him out of the show.
It's going to be great. You're a winner.
Oh my God, when I'm talking, you're not talking.
I'm sorry.
No, when I'm talking, you're not talking.
Oh my gosh, there's been so much commentary about that. I've got to say, I am not a fan of Alec Baldwin. I think he's just been absolutely gross in so many of his comments recently, particularly his comments on social and political issues. But even I felt sorry for him watching that.
I know. Hillary seemed so rude right there. I think Hillary might be a Boston bully. Have you also noticed that her Spanish accent completely disappeared there? And isn't the joke that your accent comes out the most when you're fiery? Like, sorry, but I heard a Boston accent right there.
Oh, yes. Her whole story is hilarious, how she kind of identifies as Hispanic or Latino, and sometimes has an accent, sometimes forgets English words. I mean, it's wow. Let's talk about Mel Gibson now. He's come out on top amongst Republicans in fresh polling, asking Californians who they'd like to see run for the governor of the state. A source close to Mel Gibson has said that while he's flattered with the numbers, he has absolutely zero interest in running. And he could run, couldn't he, Kinsey? We've had Arnold Schwarzenegger as governor of the state, and I think Mel Gibson would make a very interesting candidate.
Yeah, and I don't think Mel Gibson ever knocked up the maid, which Arnold Schwarzenegger did. So I think that poor Mel Gibson, we know that he loves Donald Trump, and they are dear friends. And I think that he watched a friend of his nearly assassinated. And I just don't think that he feels like entering that world. Not only have people physically attacked Donald Trump, but, he watched the government try to take him down as well under the Biden administration.
Absolutely. And it's interesting that some high-profile people came out in support of Donald Trump after that assassination attempt. I think Sylvester Stallone has spoken about that he was too shy or too weak to say anything beforehand. Obviously, it's the worst thing you can say in Hollywood. And yet, after Trump was shot and he stood up and said fight, he felt compelled to make his support public. Before you go, let's talk about Howard Stern. He was a massive deal for many years. Now, a former intern who worked for him in the 1990s, Stephen Grillo, has told about what it was really like working for this broadcaster and how he was a very different person back then. We've certainly seen his politics shift. He was guilty of some just disgusting antics that would be completely unacceptable today. I would have thought they were unacceptable back then, to be honest with you. But now he's this woke, COVID-terrified lefty.
He is. And his intern basically says this guy kissed up to Donald Trump like you would never believe. Donald Trump was his buddy. And Donald Trump was the one making sacrifices there because Howard was this vulgar, vile creature that was constantly being financially getting in trouble financially with our FCC and all of the rule makers here over the vulgarity on the radio. And so it was Donald Trump that was actually making the sacrifice and being Howard's friend. So to see his intern saying to see Howard cut Donald off today to entertain all of these A-listers, and you know as well as I do, the show's not doing as well. It's boring, and it's because he's pandering to these elitists.
It is boring, and he's jumped the shark long ago. So, yeah, he picked the wrong side, Kinsey Schofield. Thanks for your time tonight.